and welcome to Community Link. My name is Christian Hoffman. I work at Community Missions here. Community Link is Community Missions' opportunity to talk a little bit about what it is that Community Missions offers to Niagara County and beyond, and how we might be able to help you and anybody that you know with our services, and how you out there might be able to help and support us to help even other people out in the community. Again, Christian Hoffman here. I'm joined today by Shawna Dumphrey from our Choices Intake Division. So we'll be talking a little bit about what those programs are in just a moment. But I wanted to mention first, as we are into February now, a time that we all think about our sweethearts. And so we have our Sweetheart Dinner coming up. And so the Sweetheart Dinner is an event that we've typically always had right around this time of the year. We typically used to have it on the Friday before Valentine's Day, but that is not going to be the case this year. We've actually changed it a bit since COVID hit, and we're moving that date back a little bit. So Friday, March 31st instead will be our date this year. It's the 26th annual Sweetheart Dinner this year that we'll be hosting at the Sheraton Niagara Falls. You out there can support that event in a few different ways. If you own a business or you want to get your name out there in some way, you can sponsor that event. There'll be about 225, 250 attendees, supporters of ours and community-minded people that will be attending, so you can get your name out there by sponsoring the event. You can also donate things. We're looking for gift cards and baskets. For the most part, the Sweetheart Dinner is a large basket raffle, so we'll have somewhere around 100 to 120 baskets that we'll be giving away. We'll be having some games and some raffles and different things so that lots of people can walk away a winner. And of course, the other way that you can support is by actually coming to the event itself. So we have tickets are available. You can go to communitymissions.org, and we have some links there as to how to buy tickets. Tickets are available for individuals, for a sweetheart couple at a small discount, and also for tables of 8. So if you want to bring your friends and have a great night out, a fun night, and support a worthwhile organization, at least we think so, we would love to have you. So again, you see there, communitymissions.org. or our phone number, 285-3403. If you have any questions, or if you'd prefer to get your tickets that way, we'd be more than happy to explain everything and answer any questions that you may have. So again, Friday, March 31st, we'll be at Sheraton Niagara Falls for the Sweetheart Dinner. We hope that you'll be able to support us in one way or another. So again, Shawna Dumphrey is joining us here today to talk about the Choices Intake, what that process looks like, and about our Choices programs. So I guess we can start there. What are the Choices programs, and who is it that you kind of work with?
So our Choices programs are 3 levels of housing care. The first is the most supportive that we offer, and those are community residents. They're staffed 24 hours a day. They are located in North Tonawanda in Niagara Falls. We have medication room support. We have meals that are prepared. It's a community type residence, so the residents pitch in terms of doing the chores. They keep their areas clean. They engage in their mental health treatment. If they have substance use issues, they also go to therapy for that. We do provide limited transportation in that program. And then they also, because it is an OMH program, they would have to engage in restorative services. And what restorative services are is goals for independent living. So they will, with staff, make those goals and then work on those goals and accomplish them to get to the next level of housing. So that is our most supportive. And then the intermediate level of housing is called the Treatment Apartment Program, or TAP program, also under the Office of Mental Health. It's licensed. Very similar in a sense that we have the medication room. Staff is there from 7 in the morning till 11 at night. Then we have an overnight guard that's there, so somebody's on property all the time. That's located in Niagara Falls. This is more apartment living though. So people that enter this program have more independent living skills in terms of their ability to be able to cook and clean, set up their own appointments. They still do work on those restorative services because it is a transitional program. Mm-hmm. And their main goal is to get into the community. And then the last one is a subsidized program. And so what that means is that we contribute to the rent for the person and provide them with limited case management. And that is for apartments that they select in the Niagara County area. So that's for people who live or can live pretty independently.
Okay.
With little to no supports.
So talk a little bit about who is it that would make sense for some of these programs?
So for the most supportive one, the CRs, the one in North Tonawanda and Niagara Falls, would be people who maybe are struggling with their daily living skills and need some goals to maybe learn how to clean better or cook. Maybe they aren't managing their symptoms very well, or they have a difficulty taking medications usually. So the staff there can get them on track with taking medications routinely, teach them coping skills. For the intermediate one, a TAP program, that again, people may struggle with their symptomology and taking medications, but they can get that support there. But again, they're usually pretty independent. They can have some daily living skills training. But again, they're more independent, so they're really in the intermediate. And then lastly, with the subsidized, those folks are already demonstrating independence in that they're able to pretty much manage their symptoms, set up their own transportation, live in the community. They just need a little extra support.
Gotcha. So, and talk a little bit about geography a little bit. So this is open to anybody that might be watching this anywhere, or Niagara County specifically, or just in Niagara Falls, or talk about that.
So it's anybody who lives really anywhere,
Okay.
who wants to live in Niagara County, because we only service the Niagara County area. In order for them to apply, they have to fill out a Niagara County SPOA application, and that goes in to the SPOA department with the Niagara County Department of Mental Health. In terms of paying for it, we usually request that they have like Niagara County DSS benefits. They can have Niagara DSS benefits outside of the county, but sometimes it gets a little complicated. Or Social Security. Sometimes people do also have employment, and we work with them as well.
Okay. So when you're doing intake, right? So you're helping people kind of figure out maybe what and where. What are the questions that you hear a lot that people are kind of asking about, whether they want to come into a situation like this, or whether they want to stay on their own, or what kind of things do you typically kind of get asked?
I would say the most common question we get asked with people who are, referrals that we're looking at is they don't want to lose their independence. Sure. They don't always want the oversight. They sometimes struggle with understanding that they are having difficulty managing their symptoms. So I think it's really the level of independence, because everybody does want to live independently in the community. So.
And what does that look like for the independence? How does community missions and choices kind of determine that level of independence as to where that they might slot in best?
Well, it would be their daily living skills, their ability to manage their mental health symptoms, their ability to take medications. Are they independent in being able to get to appointments and set up appointments? There is also a component of substance use. So, are they actively using? Are they in treatment and managing their sobriety? So those are all things we really look at. There's also a legal component. So if they're involved in the legal system, what's the legal issues and who's involved in terms of parole or probation or drug court or things like that. So.
All right, so let's talk a little bit more, kind of to go back through. I kind of think of it as a continuum, I guess, that you all may as well. So we got those that need the most help with the daily living skills is the community residences that you mentioned. So what are the differences? We have two. What are really the big differences that you see between the two that we have?
Between the two community residents, the one in North Tonawanda has shared bedrooms, and the one in Niagara Falls has single bedrooms. It's a smaller It's larger in size, but smaller in the amount of people that it holds. It's only 10, where 12 people can live at the one in North Tonawanda. And sometimes that can be a barrier because people don't always want a roommate. So, but that's the biggest difference in terms of how the two of them run. Otherwise, they run similar in the sense of how they're staffed and how the staff manages and helps the people that come in and live there.
And both are co-ed, right?
Yes.
Okay. What does a day look like? Every day is different, obviously, but people are staying in the house all day. They're going out for the most part of the community residences. Are there any differences between what the days kind of look like for people?
So for the community residents, we do ask that they attend some kind of day program or at least have a day activity during the weekdays. Just because we find that structure helps the mental health symptoms. So we do at Community Missions have a day program, Niagara Vision Pros, and that's one of the ones we do introduce them to. But there's also other day programs that are throughout Niagara County they can attend. Some people will have therapy groups that they go to often, so that might be their day activity. Some people have a lot of appointments, that might be their day activity. But we do ask they stay structured. The weekend is a little more flexible, obviously. You know, they have a little more free time to do what they want. So.
And that brings up the question of transportation as well. What does transportation look like for those CRs?
So transportation to day program, our day program is provided. For other programs, usually they take Medicaid cabs. They'll take Medicaid cabs to appointments. We do plan activities where people can sign up for and go out on activities with the house. There's a calendar every month with all the activities that people sign up for. If it's something recreation they're planning on their own, they would be responsible for their own transportation.
Gotcha. All right, so I think that's a pretty good recap, at least of the community residences. So then the treatment apartment program, you call it TAP. So explain that one a little bit more, and then there's the on-site and off-site component of that as well, if you want to get into that a little bit.
Correct. So with the treatment apartment program, again, it requires a little bit more independence, but again, people who may be struggling with their mental health symptoms, medications. The transportation looks a little bit different. That is located in Niagara Falls. So they do provide a lot of transportation all day during the weekdays throughout Niagara Falls. So if they're going to a particular location, they'll let the clients know and they can get in and say, I need to be dropped here or there.
There's an on-site and an off-site. So I was
Yeah.
actually trying to think through some questions about that and really what that looks like. Why somebody may make more sense to be on-site versus an off-site for that.
Okay, that's a good question. So the actual building that we have that's on site is 15 apartments, and they are shared apartments with the same sex individual. The nice thing, though, about the apartment is you only share the common areas, and they do have a bedroom that's their own that's locking. So there is a private space within the apartment. Otherwise, it is apartment living, and it is a secured building. Folks normally come in from a referral stance into the on-site just so we have the opportunity to get to know them and write a service plan that's best for them to help working on those independent living skills. And then there's a step down where they can go and live off-site, which is 32, we call them beds, 32 beds. It's apartments throughout Niagara Falls that we have partnerships with landlords in Niagara Falls. And it provides more independence for people, but still allows them to be tied to the program so they have support. So they can bring over their laundry and do their laundry. They can still have medication support. They still can work with